Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks and another random destruction. I wasn't going to do this one tonight. This is going up tonight instead of Sunday. I've been working on a sort of a general light tank slash scouting guide, and couldn't quite get it finished in time. So I decided to do random destruction tonight instead of Sunday, and I'll do the light tank guide for Sunday. And like I say, it's just sort of a generalised one because there's that many different types of light tank and that many different sort of situations and everything else that I couldn't possibly cover all of them. So it's just sort of a general hints and tips really to sort of try and improve your sort of light tanking slash scouting. One of which will be avoid hitting rocks. But yeah, so back to this random destruction. I'm in the Snakebite. It's a tier 7 match. And I do like my Snakebite. I've got a mark of excellence on the barrel, as you can see. My voice keeps going as well. But I did lose it, unfortunately. Well, not lose it, because you never lose the actual mark on your barrel. But I did drop below the 65%. I got it just above 65, and just after I got it, had probably about 3 or 4 really awful and unlucky matches, and it dropped down about sort of 3%. And I've not really been in it since, and decided to jump in it because it's really fun and I do really enjoy it. So I thought I'd have a bit of a go in it and see if I can get it back up again, and I nearly do it with this one. In fact, it goes up to 64.8%, so 0.2 off. So I think another half decent round, and I should be alright with it. But yeah, I do like the Snakebite. Most of you will know what it is. For those of you that don't, it's basically a light tank version of the Cromwell, but it has reduced armour. It only gets standard tank matchmaking, so only +2 tiers instead of +3 like a light tank would normally. And it's got a bit of a crap gun, which is why I carry so much premium ammunition in this. I don't normally, but the pen on this is only 91, and it can see up to tier 8, so yeah, you can see why you have to. It's quite a decent tank for sort of teaching you when to use which types of ammo, if you see what I mean. Something you've got to be up on this. I know a lot of people just carry premium in it. I don't find I have to. I think half and half is okay, and generally just works for me. And I mean, both of these rounds I've got for you, they're not particularly high scoring rounds, but they were they were fun to play, and I thought they were fun to watch as well, so hopefully you'll agree with me. And I'm just going to put these shells into the side of that OI, or that OI experimental. In fact, at the time I just did think it was an OI. I missed the experimental bit off the end, and I wouldn't have needed to use premium ammunition on it, but you know, it is what it is. I did it. He's dead. And that's about it, really. And I'm going at this M4 now. Again, probably should have swapped back. And I think I'd possibly just forgotten. There we go. Do swap back. And now I'm going to try and get down to this. Oh, do take another hit there. He's done. And I really don't want to take a hit from this SU-152. Or is it an ISU-152? I can't quite see there. SU-152. I'm on very, very low health, but I've got behind him, and now I should just be able to stay behind him. Really didn't want to take another knock, because it's just like I'm on even less health. But he's now done. And see what the mischief I can get up to. I did feel a little bit like the Black Knight out of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You know, where he gets his arms and legs cut off and he's shouting, it's only a flesh wound, come back, I'll bite your bloody legs off. Well, when you're on very, very low health in a Snakebite, that's kind of how you feel. Even though, well, the stiff breeze could probably put me out of the match. It's just something about the Snakebite, I think. And, of course, it is the fastest tank in the game as well, if I remember rightly. Now, where are we? We've got a medium tank here, and he's not seen me yet. So I'm going to try and get around behind him. Now we've both got somebody in cap, but it's going to be close, that one. That could possibly end up a draw if it's close enough, but we've now got a second person in there. So it looks like we should be able to win by capping, fingers crossed. Although, have they now just... Yep, the enemy team have now got a second person in. Can't quite see what the times are, but I think, yeah, it's more than 5 seconds. You see, I can never remember how it works on here with the, oh, bloody auto-loaders. Well, I did manage to just reset the cap slightly, so that's a definite win for us now. But I think it was probably a definite win before. I think sometimes, if they cap within a couple of seconds, you know, if you sort of both teams cap within a couple of seconds of each other, I think it does come out a draw. Although I can't remember if they changed that or not. I know they did change some of the win conditions for some of them. Some of them now, it's sort of, I think it might be team destruction. If one person on the enemy team survives, it's whoever did the most damage, whichever team did the most damage, should I say. Again, if I remember rightly, but quite a good fun match, and came out with 2,500 damage done, and a high caliber, which is nice. It doesn't do a great deal of damage per shot, so it's always nice when you get a high caliber with it. And just 1 kill off a top gun as well, is that? Yep. Not quite, maybe next time. Just while they're going through it, going into the next match, some of the answers to the competition I'm running have been fantastic. I've been reading through some of them already, and they are brilliant. So yeah, thank you. You know, everybody that's entered it, you've provided us with much entertainment so far, and I think it might take me a little bit longer than I thought to go through all the results. So we'll have to wait and see, or all the answers, should I say, the replies. So we'll have to wait and see. Now I'm in the E25. Not been in this for a long time. I do like this tank. Not well. Some people, a lot of people do like it. A lot of people don't like it. One of the main things, generally, that I hear for the people that don't like it is its gun, because it's not got a very high damage gun. I think it's something like 150 pen, 135 damage, possibly, if I remember rightly. Which I think it could even be the gun off the Stug 3G, one of the top guns. But again, you know, memory might be failing me a little bit there, but it's very high rate of fire. It's very quick, as you can see, and it's very, very stealthy, but it does not have any armour to speak of particularly. I've had a very, very odd lucky bounce off it, generally from lower tiers at sort of very obscure angles. But on the whole, if you're going to get hit in this, it's going to pen. Now, this is a tier 8 match. This is a tier 7 TD. It does get preferential matchmaking, so this is about the worst you'll see. But unfortunately, as you can see, most of the team have decided to come up this way as well, which is not a particularly good thing. There's not many of our guys on the other side, and it looks like that there are more of the enemy on the other side. But yeah, I do like the E25, like I say, very sneaky, very high rate of fire, very good DPM, but just very low alpha damage. Now, I've got to apologise again for not answering any comments yet. It's just been a busy week with sort of appointments. I went to one the other day, and then they referred me to another sort of clinic, and then they rang me up and got me sort of a last minute appointment the following day and what have you. So it has been a bit busy. And thinking on it, Saturday mornings are normally a good time, quiet-ish for the first couple of hours for me. So I think that might be my day to catch up on comments and stuff. So fingers crossed I should be able to do that in the morning a little bit. Now let's see if we can take this guy down over there. T-34-100, and managing to hit him. But where's he going? He's weaving a bit, trying to throw the aim off. I didn't think I was going to get him with that one, and that one just dropped. Try and judge where he might be, but I think he's probably turned off one way or the other now. He's dropped off radar. And it's not looking good on the other side of the valley, over on the sort of, I don't know, in the hills near the village. It is definitely looking a bit shaky. And some of these guys that came over here, they have sort of spread down into the valley, have they? No? Or are they the guys that have retreated from the other side? Not quite sure. I wasn't quite paying attention to the map. However, it's at this point that I've seen what's going on the other side. Nobody else really seems to be going to do anything about it. So, off I go. Let me see what I can do. If they're far enough away, I might be able to just creep up over here wait for my camo net to come on, and possibly do some damage if I'm lucky enough. We'll have to wait and see. Most of the things, well, I say most of the things, yeah, actually, probably most of the things that are left in here could kill me in about 3 shots, maybe. 4 if I'm lucky. Depends on how big their guns are, whether they're... that did sound wrong. It depends on whether they're fully upgraded, etc. Now, Fatherland, yeah, he could ruin my day. What does he do? About 390. So yeah, a couple of good hits and he could take me down. A couple of high rolls. I'm just seeing if I can clip him just to reset the cap, and I did manage to get him, but is he... Do you know, I could have sworn he was the one in camp, but maybe not. I've been spotted though, so I've got to pull back. I'm just going to keep firing at him until I drop off the map, and then I'm going to try and creep forward to get into a position where I can see them. They can't see me. Now, I've seen people use E25s in all different kind of ways, especially in the late game. I've seen quite a nice tactic is to basically drive up to the lone damage stuff. Generally, if you can get round behind it, there's a lot of the heavy tanks that are too tall, and you know, certain nations that just can't get the gun down to shoot at you, especially Japanese super heavies. You pull up behind one of those, or even in front of it. I don't know, in front of it, they might drive over you, but if you pull up behind one, you can generally just sit there keeping your finger on the trigger, and they just cannot get the gun down to shoot at you. Now, still got somebody in cap, so that's why I'm moving around to try and get a better shot, but it gets taken out before I get there. It was looking a bit hairy this at one point. You know, when I started dropping down from the other side of the valley and coming up this side, you know, it was in the back of my mind that this might be a loss. But if I come up this side and there's somebody there waiting, or a couple of tanks, they could, you know, take me down quite quickly and easily if I'm not careful. And just with the way that the enemy team was spreading, the fact that they got into our cap, and that most of our guys were still up on the other side, it just was looking as though, you know, things could come together and turn it into a loss for us quite easily. But luckily, a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, and it looks like we've managed to claw back a victory out of this one. We've got 3 tanks left. I know there's a medium down here somewhere, and I'm just trying to spot him. He was roughly where I was looking, but he's now moved. So I'm going to come round in a wide arc, stick close to the edge of the map, and hope that he's gone closer towards the town. And fingers crossed, with a bit more luck, although I don't know how much I've actually got left, I may be able to spot him before he spots me, but I do get in a bit too close, and I should have waited. I should have let my camo net and my binoculars come up, and then I probably would have seen this guy before he saw me, but as it happens, he's seen me. That bounced. I take a hit from him. I've got a feeling I'm going to take another, because I need to just build that speed up a little bit. And yeah, I do take another one. And I need to get away from him now. And the only way I can go is down here, and it's going to be risky, because if he decides to follow me, yeah, oh, and I probably could have killed myself down there quite easily as well, and I was very fortunate there that he hadn't decided to come up to the edge of the cliff and try and get some shots at me, and that, I think, is because of the allied tanks possibly on the other side of the ravine, or the other side of the valley, should I say. And I think that might have just helped me out a bit there. So, now I've dropped off radar. I'm going to go back at him, just checking what was left. There's a Panther 2 as well somewhere, but I don't think he'd got any kills. I didn't quite see it there, I didn't quite look quick enough. And if that's the case, usually at this stage in a game, or not, you know, not always, but it, you know, it can indicate that they may not actually be sort of in game. And there may be AFK or AFP, whatever you want to call it. And just missed him there. Can I get the kill? I can, just. And, yep, just turn around to have a shot at the Panther because he popped up on radar and everybody else has taken him down. So, yeah, I don't think he was actually in game. there you go. Not a bad little game, again, fun. Looked as though it could easily be a loss at one point, but we did manage to sort of pull it back. And again, not the biggest scoring game, but like I say, hopefully you should have enjoyed watching it. I know I had a lot of fun playing that one. But just over 2,600 damage done with 4 kills, so yeah, happy with that. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a great weekend as well. I'll be back Sunday, fingers crossed, with the light tanking guide. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.